I believe that a beautician has walked into your life recently.
Yes, not that I need the makeup, but from a client perspective, one of my current clients who does some HR work recommended that she speak to me. And so I arranged a meeting to go and see her at a new premises. She'd only had it 2 days. And the first thing I said is, you're 22, you've got a beautician brand or cosmetic brand, apparently. Why did you get into this? What are you actually doing? And I listened to what she said, and it's not just somebody selling online in lockdown, because a lot of people have done that. This is something, her journey when she was younger. She had eczema and wanted to hide that and look at cosmetics. That's how she got into it. And then for the last few years, she's worked in that industry and was searching for how to get her story across and help people with the products that she has now worked with and tested for, that she thinks are suitable. She's been selling online and turned over nearly 6 figures in 4 months. But more importantly, I asked her, right, that's okay. Is it just a flash in the pan? Have you done this because it's lockdown? Is it easy? Where do you want to be? And she said, I want to be turning over £1 million next year.
Okay.
She then followed up and said, most people, when they hear that, go, well, how are you going to do that? And I said, well, it's not that you can't do it. It's just how you do it and what support you need. So she'd been previously serviced by an accountant, should we call him, who was just doing a tax return and stuff. And I can imagine it was very loosely done. So she set up a company on whose advice I'm not really sure, but this accountant said, well, I can't do that. Recommended to another local one who, smaller accountancy firm. And like I said, my client who's been helping us said, I don't think that's going to work. See, Steve. And so I wanted to know why somebody thought they could do that. This girl has ambition, and one of the things she wants to do is buy her mum a house. Not herself, she probably wants that later, but to repay what her mum has done and everything. But she is her brand, as she calls it, and it's very precious to her. And her marketing strategy is social media. It's TikTok, it's Instagram. And what she says is, it's a community. The people who buy off her are not just customers. They share their stories because she looks like them, she sounds like them, her story is their story. And this is where she wants to build it and build it. It's not just about money, which is probably why I was sat there, because if it was just about money, she'd have stayed with the accountant she was with, getting charged very, very little, but receiving very little.
Yes.
So I sat there for an hour and a half, listened to everything, and following Martin's advice, take all the notes and say, right, okay, I'll come back and see you next week with a proposal. I revisited something that I did 11 years ago.
Wow.
When I was told by a certain person working for a different firm that what you need to do is a proper proposal, and you start off with explaining what you've just learned about that business. Not about your business. Don't tell them that we've been here for 60 years and everything, because ultimately they'll care. So I went down and said, right, my understanding of your business is this is how it's evolved, this is where you want to go. But the main thing is, this business is her. And then went through various things and how we could help, how we could support, whether it's registering for that, what that would mean, whether it was the software support, what would that mean? But focusing on what I thought she needed is the outcomes, not how we do it. She don't care whether we press a button and do this. This is what you get at the end of the month. This is what you get at the end of the year. This is where you would get the advice for this as it changes. And then the last page, I put some prices on. And I said, these will change, because if you're turning over 100,000 now and you want to be £1 million next year, this will go up because you will need more and more support. So I printed the proposal out and I went around to see her. And the first thing she said was, not many people had come in person, would they? And I said, well, I need to understand from you that I've understood you. And she'd read about half the first page, and then we spent the next half an hour talking about her business again and where she wants to go and what she wants to do and why she wants to do it and where she thinks it'll go forward. And she said something very interesting, which is she's very particular about who she works with, because this is very personal, this business. She doesn't want to just work with anybody. She wants to trust them. And therefore, they need to understand what her business is, what her journey is, rather than just here's some numbers.
Yeah.
And ironically, in that half an hour talking about all those things, without even looking at it, we'd just gone through everything on the proposal. It's just that the words weren't a tax return, a VAT return.
Yeah.
It was figures and growth and cash flow.
Yes.
We got to the pricing, and she looked at it, and there was about 10 different things that I'd listed, and they ranged from one-off things to annual things, and a regular monthly fee for the support that I thought we need.